Log Cabin Build Episode 5. This is mostly just going to be an update on progress of how far I've been able to get in about 2.5 to 3 weeks, with a few days off in there as well for rest. I'll go ahead and show you some more techniques and ways I've been working on things and doing things. In January, it's December 2024 right now. In January, I got a buddy coming out to help, and he can serve as cameraman. It's hard to really show what I'm doing without someone else to hold the camera. So as you know, I first come in here, it's just all really thick forest except for the neighbors over there. So first I just cleared the area next to where I wanted the log cabin, made the debarking station. I wanted to make it as thick in the woods as possible, really have it deep in the woods log cabin kind of feel. But for safety reasons, I had to clear all of this land, which is about 2/3 of an acre so far. Is that somewhere around 14,000 square foot? No, 27,000 square foot or so. So for safety, yeah, I had to take all these other trees down. As you know, spring poles, these smaller trees get pinned and they become really unpredictable and dangerous. And also, you know, I was just dropping trees and they would fall on other trees, and then I'd be stuck with two options. I'd have to get that tree on the ground and then use the winch and the rope to get it slowly to the ground, or pull it down to the ground. Or I'd have to cut the other tree it's leaning on, and I got 2 or 3 trees falling at the same time, which goes without saying can be quite unpredictable and dangerous. So I had to go ahead and clear it all. I am doing my best to leave some of these large trees and make it look pretty. I would have left one more in here if I was to do it all over again. And as you can see, the amount of brush I have piled up quite quickly. These bonfires are 15-20 foot in diameter and 12 foot tall. I'm frankly scared to burn these. The Forest Service is going to come out here and prescribe, or the Fish and Game, they're going to come out here with me and prescribe burn my whole property. I've got fire breaks in up on the property lines, and there's a wet weather creek that goes down there, and it is partially on my property, and the neighbor's going to let me use it as a fire line, so we'll just burn off of it in the road here. And I'll dig circles around these bonfires and around the debarking area and around my firewood stacks, and we'll burn off of it so the fire starts small. You don't have a big fire coming up here. You got a small fire starting and moving away from it, so otherwise get real dangerous real quick. That's camp there. These are some poles that I'm saving. The firewood, I decided to start cutting it all up. I'll either sell it on Facebook, burn it myself, or sell it with the log cabin when I'm done. And this is in the middle of the Ozark Mountains. And I decided to leave all these stumps up because of 2 reasons. First of all, unless you move all these leaves out of the way, it's hard to tell if there's a rock down there. And if you hit the chain on your saw with, hit a rock with the chain on your saw, your chain's done for. Also, you know, a lot of dirt down there, and you mess up your chain real quick, and I want it nice and sharp for the time being. I'll come to the stumps last, and that was why I left them, but I'm really glad I did for a few reasons. You know, first of all, they're nice to set tools on, they're nice to lean on, sit on, set my portable speaker up on. Mainly, though, they've been really nice for if I have a tree in a precarious situation, I'm able to winch off of it. Also, you know, moving these logs around, I'm using some leverage techniques. And the ground isn't always stiff enough for me to stick in and lever off of, so I'll lever off of these stumps here. I'm working almost entirely with white oak and a little bit of red cedar. I think I'm only going to have enough for the roof purlins when it comes to red cedar, and maybe for the floor. So the cabin's going to be small, only going to be a 10 by 10. These logs already all exceed 250 pounds easily. Oak is pretty heavy, no joke. I've got maybe 22 logs here, and I got about half of them peeled just using by hand with a draw knife. And the goal here is, you know, I'm leaving for a month or so soon. The goal here is to try to get all of these skinned up as soon as I can. Oak takes a long time to dry, so it'll start drying, and then when I come back with my buddy in January, we'll cut down the rest of the trees we need, skin those up, let them start drying, and then immediately start building with these. And then by the time we get to the point where we've run out of these, the other logs should be somewhat drier, you know. I'm still going to be using wet logs here, of course. I'm not letting them dry for 6 to 18 months. Mixed results on the internet. But I don't want them. I don't want some of them that are a month dry and some of them that are only, you know, a couple days dry, you know. Let me at least try to keep the drying all even as I can. And, you know, I've been jumping from task to task, doing a little bit of dropping, a little bit of stacking, a little bit of firewood, a little bit of skinning, a little bit of dragging. I was going to do just focus on one thing at a time, get it all cleared, then do all the logs, then move all the logs, then skin all the logs, and etc. But it's been really good jumping around. First of all, I have a clear workspace for the most part. I don't have too many things to trip on or break my ankle. It's already bad enough in the woods with hidden rocks under these leaves. And I'm by myself. Second of all, you'll already start to learn from some mistakes and what you do and don't want to do. Like for example, I decided I don't want to work with these logs. Whatever this species of tree is, got one of them. I'm gonna use it for a roof purlin or something, and that's it. I'm not touching that species anymore. It's almost all white oak here and red cedar. I think that about covers it. This is what 2.5, 3 weeks of work looks like by yourself building your first log cabin. Don't let anybody say otherwise. It's very doable. Take your time, take care of yourself, and be safe out there.